We can't say for sure there's no organized crime in Las Vegas today, but it's certainly nothing like when the syndicate had infiltrated multiple casinos from the 40s into the early 80s. It all came to a head with a racketeering trial of the big bosses in the Midwest and some of their top enforcers here in the spring of 1986.
Anthony Spilotro is the boss of a crime business. Defendant Pete Basil and Mafia turncoat Frank Cullotta were lieutenants in that crime ring, with other defendants the crew members.
Tony the Ant Spilotro was the muscle on the street, working out of front businesses, the Gold Rush Jewelry Store and Upper Crust Pizzeria, while insiders ran the skim at the Stardust. The prosecution star was Frank Cullotta, an admitted burglar and murderer who opted for the witness protection program.
The man belongs on death row. Right now he's living in someone's neighborhood, and they don't know who he is.
Alan Ackerman and fellow defense attorney Oscar Goodman also went after the police.
Goodman wants to tell the jury about the killing of Frank Bluestein, a man defense lawyers say was gunned down by Metro police officers after he was seen with Anthony Spilotro. Goodman also wants to talk about the night in April 1981 when someone shot up the cars and homes owned by Tony Spilotro and his brother John.
As the trial dragged on for 2 months, it seemed like reporter Dan Burns lived at the Foley Federal Building.
The biggest organized crime case in Las Vegas history can go to the jury.
When attorneys were called back, Oscar Goodman had a skip in his step. A mistrial was declared when one juror told the judge she overheard 2 other jurors use the phrase $10,000 isn't enough. Could it have indicated an attempted bribe?
The only comment I have, whenever my clients go home with me at the end of the trial, I'm happy.
Nancy Spilotro gave Oscar a peck on the cheek, and her husband, Tony, took out an ad thanking the jury, even though they clearly were not happy.
Sources close to this case say just minutes after the defendants left the courtroom, FBI agents were on their way upstairs to talk to some of the jurors and investigate the validity of the claims of jury misconduct.
In the end, no jurors were charged with misconduct, and a week before the scheduled retrial, Anthony Spilotro and his brother Michael were killed by fellow mobsters. And Frank Cullotta actually still lives here in the Las Vegas community, though he professes to be a very different man than he was 3.5 decades ago.